Good morning and welcome to the 8:15 Daily Operations Weather Brief. This morning we are seeing some cloudy and dreary conditions that do look likely to stick around through the late morning and into the early afternoon today as a low pressure system to our west continues to move across the mid-Atlantic region, and as such we can expect rain for much of the day with breezy conditions to follow once the bulk of that system moves through, and we'll likely see that system moving out around 3 to 4 o'clock this afternoon before temperatures then drop into the lower 30s for those overnight hours. Now, taking a look at this morning's surface analysis, we do have a region of high pressure that is currently sitting over the Gulf of Maine, and we have some surface lows that are tracking over Kentucky and Tennessee towards our local area, helping to bring what can be described as a surge of moisture into the region, and that is promoting these thickening and lowering clouds, as well as that rain that is since spread into our area and is continuing to do such and anticipated throughout the morning. Now, as this system moves from west to the east this afternoon, those low clouds do look to linger with our highs holding in the mid-50s. And then tonight we'll start to see high pressure build in from the northwest and help score out that cloud cover and bring in breezy northwesterly winds as a result of that drier air mixing in. And as a result, we'll start to see those skies turn mostly clear and our temperatures turn chilly as mentioned in the low 30s for tonight. Then for Wednesday, we do look to stay mostly sunny and cool with highs in the mid-40s, followed by a partly cloudy Wednesday evening with temperatures in the 30s once again. And then on Thursday, we'll see high pressure shift offshore, bringing in a slight warm up on the backside of that high, bringing those temperatures into the upper 40s. And we'll also see an increase in cloud coverage as a result. And following, we'll see another cold front, although this one looking to remain dry, slide through later in the day on Thursday, which will usher in yet another high pressure region from the north Thursday night, with those lows dropping into the mid-20s and possibly seeing even lower temperatures if those skies continue to remain clear enough and we get a break from the slightly breezy conditions that might be seen during the day. So overall, once we get this system out of the way later in the afternoon today, we should see a nice reprieve with some fair weather conditions to follow. Now, as for our current weather being observed out on the field this morning, we do have an overcast layer at 4,500 feet with 9 statute miles of visibility, and winds are out of the southeast at about 10 knots and have not started to see those gusts build in for the day, but we will talk about that here shortly. And the temperature currently sits at 50 degrees with a relative humidity of 86, and that is on the increase. And to further back up that point, we can see the surplus of moisture kind of surging into the area here. This is all that cloud cover is associated with that low moving up through the mid-Atlantic right now, and that is producing snow to the northwest and an area of freezing rain and rain-snow mix throughout Virginia. However, we are anticipated to remain well above that freezing level, so we will see rain for the entirety of this event, and it will eventually clear out, and we can see on the left-hand side of the screen there that we can see where those clear skies will start to build into the forecast. Now, taking a look at the most recent model run for today, this is the HER on a 24-hour loop, a high-resolution model, and we can see that rain, of which is already in the area, pushes out around 3 to 4 in the afternoon today, give or take an hour, plus or minus. Some models have it moving out a little quicker and some have it moving out a little slower, but generally around that time of the day we can start to see things wind down, and then we see those ISO isobars on the backside kind of tightening up there. That's where we'll see those breezy conditions start to work into our forecast for the day. And then that will bring us on to our 24-hour outlook for the day ahead. Our temperatures do look to climb into the mid-50s with rain anticipated, and as mentioned earlier, to that 3-4 time frame this afternoon. We'll also see some lowered cloud layers associated with that low pressure system, and then following, we'll see those winds build in once the precip largely stops, and our temperatures will also gradually be on the decline to the lower 30s for this evening. And we do have a little bit of color necessitating the possibility of a wind advisory as of right now, just below that threshold, but given it is so close to that threshold, certainly a possibility as we move through the day today. And to take a look at the next days ahead, on Wednesday, we'll see mostly sunny conditions and a high of 45 with no weather-related concerns. And similarly on Wednesday night, partly cloudy skies with a low of 32. And then Thursday, we do have a little bit of color, but our day will consist of mostly cloudy skies and slightly breezy conditions and a high of 49. At this point, none of the model guidance really shows us breaking that threshold, but since similar to today, those numbers are coming in a few knots below, just highlighting the possibility of that occurrence. That is going to conclude the daily weather operations brief. Hope everyone has a wonderful day, and we'll be back at 10 o'clock with the 7-day outlook.